of the night. We're streaming. I think I had a tasty Fishman backdrop for us. I don't know what I did with that. Didn't hear? Oh, there it is! Pow! Did you see that? Kapow, kapow, kapa, kapa, kapowie, kapow, kapow, kapowie. Let's see the restream chat. I'm going to open it up, see what we got. When you see that restream chat, you know just where it's at. The restream chat. Hey, Michael, what's going on, Daddy-O? Hey, Luis. ba-da-doo, ba-da-boo-boo-tat. That was a new jam. You know what it was called? I don't know. You tell me. That was all improv. That is correct. We just made that up on the diggity doggone Spotteroonie. Is that wrong? Because if it's wrong, I don't want to be right. If it's wrong, I don't want to be right. Those aren't words, but then again, they are. Now. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a delicious weekend. I had an unexpected trip to Vermont, which I enjoyed, going out and getting my lovely daughter and bringing her back from Vermont. Kind of short notice. She said, hey, I want to move out of my place. I don't know if I have enough room in my car. And I was like, I don't think you do. So then I got back from my walk, grabbed a bag with some clean skivvies and some toiletries, and I got in my van and I drove to Vermont. Then I drove to New York, Albany, and then I spent the night there, drove 2 hours to get to Brattleboro. The next morning, we packed her up and then turned around and drove back. Got in last night about midnight. So, that's a long ass ride. Is that right? Is that wrong? Chicken Parmesan. I like that kind of talk. Gristle machine is in the house. Yeah, all the kids are home now. Got all 4 of them here. Yes, this is my signature Gristle Master in Wow Red, or Party Red, as I like to call it. Of course, it's got the Fishman Fluence Gristletone pickups. They come on board and they're ready to rock. I'm in my Koch amplifier with a cord, and now I can unleash the beast. You heard it here first. A song about sweet musical communion. How was your session on Friday? You know, it went okay. It went all right. I went and did. Am I playing through the Gristle King? Not right now, because I don't have any pedals other than just straight into the amp. I do like to use my Gristle King, though, especially if I'm using a delay. I like to, instead of using the overdrive on the amp, I like to use the clean boost and the overdrive on the Gristle King. And then I put a delay after it, and then go into the clean channel of the Koch amplifier. Does the Yarnig work well with the Koch amp? It does indeed. It does indeed. That first channel sounds great. It's nice and spongy, and you have the pedal on top of that end. That was the aftershock, the little wind of the power of rock being unleashed by the Gristle King and the Koch amplifier. Can you dig it? Matches the cap. Yes. Is that wrong, Theo? A little bit of what I like to call symbiosis. A little whistle in there for you, too. No extra charge. We like to add a little whistle to our regimen here. Nothing wrong with it. Where did you find or get your sweet skull caps? Well, James, let me tell you a little story. I found one online one day from a gal down in Atlanta, Denise Porter. And I started buying a couple hats at a time. Then I started buying more. And then she would include a free one every now and again. I said, Denise, would it be weird? People have been asking about where to get these hats. Would it be weird if I would buy them wholesale from you and sell them for my website and at gigs and stuff? She said, absolutely not. That'd be cool. So we started to do it. And I'm amazed at the amount of people that want to buy these hats. It's not just dudes either. The gals like them too. They're sporting these savory woolen items. You can get them at my website, actually, at gregkoch.com, where all your gristle dreams can come true. And Lord knows, everyone has gristle dreams. They just don't know it. So you can go to gregkoch.com and get involved with some sweet headgear, if that's the way you like to roll. Did I kill legato? Robin, I don't know what that means. Legato is a bold way of playing. I don't really do that much of it, but, you know, to each their own. To each their own. Very distinctive and matching attire instrument, right? I like to kind of mix it up a little bit. Lawton Childs out there from beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. But it's hot down there right now. It's a beautiful day here. I got to tell you what. I woke up today, went for a spirited perambulation out of doors, and it was just sublime. I'm going to go for another walk with my lovely wife as soon as she's done creating a variety of delicious graphic design things for her employer. Then we shall put on our shorts, grab our running shoes, and go on a spirited perambulation around this fair community, socially distancing from the people that we come across, giving them a wide berth. We don't want your pestilence. Be gone, stranger, and your little dog, too. I love the way how Dylan's just kind of, he's playing percussion to my rapture. I like it. Albert King song. We could probably do that. Yeah, get it. I'm a cross-cut soul. Baby, drag me across your lawn. I'm a cross-cut soul. Honey, drag me across your lawn. I'll cut the wood so easy for you. Can't help but say I saw. Some call me woodcutting Sam, some call me woodcutting Ben. Last girl I cut wood for, she wants me back again. I'm a cross-cut saw. Honey, drag me across your lawn. I cut the wood so easy for you. Can't help but say I saw. Bladed axe, it really cuts good. Got a cross-cut saw, baby. Bear me in your wood. I'm a cross-cut saw. Honey, drag me across your lawn. I cut the wood so easy for you. Can't help but say I saw. I'm a cross-cut saw. Honey, drag me across your lawn. I'm a cross-cut saw. Honey, drag me across your lawn. I cut the wood so easy for you. Can't help but say I saw. Can you dig it? A cross-cut saw. It's good for you. I'm a cross-cut saw. Honey, drag me across your lawn. I think that song is about tools. It's not about metaphors for personal activity. What? Can you dig it? Will you dig it? Can you dig it? Will you dig it? Can and will you dig it? So Yeah, I was on the neck pick up there for that kind of activity. A lot of times I'll use my fingers to get that Albert King, or sometimes I'll just choke way up on the pick a little bit so I can get that. Hi. Oh, sorry, lose control right now. Anyway. You want a crosscut saw. It is hard to use. All right, Vernon. I'm glad we got firsthand testimonial that a crosscut saw is indeed something that requires a great deal of skill to manipulate. Would you like to dig it, sir? Well, yes, indeed. We can all learn a bit from Mr. King. We certainly can, Rob Breeze. You know, Mark Knight, it's very difficult to do Welch's Grape in a duo format without that bass line going. It's very difficult. Bending Albert, yes, always. You were doing kind of a second line groove. No, before when we were doing the when I did the I sensed there was movement on the drums back there. Are the drums moving again? It's a piece of fun when the drums start moving. A piece of fun. Glad you enjoyed that version of Ring of Fire. It was kind of like Little Feat meets Johnny Cash on the way to some kind of metal demon. Some kind of metal demon. Hellboy. What? It is a loud room in here, Adam. I'm not going to lie to you. We're not afraid to engage in spirited rock savagery. Yeah, a little bit of Bo Diddley in there as well. I felt the need to start off on the telly. So often I end up on the telly. I thought you were on the Gristle Master, I should say. The Gristle Master! So I thought we'd start off on it today instead of ending with it. Is that wrong? I ask you. Is that wrong? I thought we'd come out guns a-blazing, but benevolent weaponry. This is not a confrontational situation. We're spraying you with benevolence. That's our thing. That sounded weird, but I think you know what I'm talking about. Wholesome happenings, ladies and gentlemen. Wholesome happenings. Ooh, no slide yet. David. No, I haven't taken out the slide ski yet, but maybe I could. Is this live right now? It is indeed, Devin. It is live right on the doggone now. Right on the doggone now. Haha, you just rocked the Ring of Fire. You're super fun. Cheers from Italy. Thank you. We do like to rock on with the Ring of Fire. Thank you. The Rev is a glorious instrument. I'm going straight into the Koch amplifier where that vibrato you hear is on board the amp ski. This little sound right here. There we go. Say what? stop it there because we had gravity take its toll over there. We got mics falling. We got doggone diggity dig dogging happening.
This is fun.
And the cymbal. Show us that James Brown chord. You mean this one? But I'm doing those little fourths on that song that it's in the key of C. It's a song called Mrs. Buckley. This was off the Live on the Radio record. Like that. It's kind of a weird blues of a sort. We had been doing. I was playing with Roscoe Beck at the time. We'd do a version of. So we wanted a funk tune of our own, so I came up with that. Does that button boost both pickups? Yes, it does. Right. It's pandemonium. You never know what's going to. Gravity is savage. Charlie Peace asks, Greg, I've always wanted to know, do you ever change the type of strings you use so you can give a different answer to it when people ask what kind of strings you use? Well, my go-to, yes, the meters. My go-to response used to be when people said, what kind of strings do you use? I would just say, free ones. But then after a period of time, my first string endorsement kind of ran its course, and I just wasn't asking them for anymore. And I was going to stores and I was buying Diodario. I thought, wouldn't it be great if I got a Diodario endorsement? And then I did. So it all worked out. Oh, you'll rock all right, and you'll like it. I like that kind of talk. I like that kind of talk. Can you dig it? When is Dylan going to rock the headset mic so he could start singing some jams for us? Never, he says. He might do the Britney Spears thing and just kind of get up and start dancing with the mic on without singing. That'd be awesome. Just get up and start shaking it. Do you knot your own hats? No, Devin. We talked about this a little earlier on in the broadcast. We got a gal, the mighty Denise Porter. She makes them for me. Available on the website if you are so inclined.
What's the website called?
It's GregKoch.com. GregKoch.com. So many things you can get there at GregKoch.com. All the CDs. I got about 17, 18 CDs out now, ladies and gentlemen. Not that I'm bragging. There'd be more. I do write a lot of music, record a lot of music. We got another CD blurking with the trio. And but thanks to COVID-19, it's been put on hiatus. But you know what? What are you going to do? There are worse things that could happen during this pandemic than having to delay the release of a record. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, such hurtful activity for Drade. Have to avoid. I can't put out a record right away. Ooh. Sorry. Can you dig it? Can you play Defenestrator? We could indeed. Question for Dylan. Are there ever any issues with being in a band and your dad? Maybe the same question for you. Greg, any issues with having your son in the band? Dylan? No. Nope. What do you say? Can you play Defenestrator? Yes, I can play Defenestrator. And look like that. Yes. And look like that. Yes. I don't know what, I'm supposed to just say yes to that, I think. And look like that? Is that a question? And look like that. And look like that. I don't know which one to emphasize in that sentence because I probably missed the first part. Anyways. What about Come On Over by Jacob? That's a great tune. I don't know it. I just need Fossil Poets and the import 13 by 12, and I'll have the complete Gregory library. Well, excellent, my friend. I like that. Don't live in fear like that, Gregory. Am I in fear? Am I living in fear? I'm living in fear. Good to have a kidney donor close by. Thank you, Correctamundo. I love you, says Lisa Cipriani. And we love you too. We love you too. That's a love song right there. I don't do many. I don't do many love songs, but that's one of them. It's quick. It's easy. It's got 2 chords. Have you ever tried playing the pedal steel guitar? Ken, no, I have not. I occasionally indulge in faux pedal. Something like that. Freedom by Hendrix, that's a good one too. Do you ever do a Gristle Master with a rosewood fretboard? Good question. There are 2 chords is too many. Right on. Listen, there have been some Gristle Masters in Clockwork Orange available at Wildwood Guitars as a special run with Paul Farrow fingerboards. Paul Farrow, which is rosewood-ish. Am I right or am I right? Does Reverend have S-type guitars? They have their own shape. This is the only shape that they have that's really kind of derivative. They've always done a very good job of doing unique body shapes, but they have a 3 pickup type guitar.
They're not hearing a word you're saying.
What's that?
Yeah, talk like
Well, I got to talk on the mic. I got to talk on the mic. Or else there's trouble. I got to talk on the mic. Or else there's trouble. Got to talk on the mic. Or else there's trouble. Got to talk on the mic. We're going to do a rap record. That's what we're going to do. We're going to talk on the mic. Got to talk on the mic. Mic. And then we're ready going to talk on the mic. And then we're ready going to talk on the mic. Have you been in talks with Reverend to do a clinic? Oh, you have been. Okay, well, at some point we'll get out again. They have that new LP-ish one. They do indeed. That's a glorious looking instrument. The 6-gun is their S-type. You are correct, Patrick. Thank you very much for chiming in on that. The Reverend 6-gun. Whoosh. Well, this one's got 2 barrels. See that? I don't know why that is. Oh, because I got to hold the pick. Sorry. Talk on the mic. Talk on the mic. Diddle, diddle, diddle. Talk on the mic. I got to talk on the mic. This Stratocaster right here that I'm holding, ladies and gentlemen, has the Fishman Fluence single with pickups on them, and I love the bejesus out of these pickups. It makes it fun for me to play a Strat again, 'cause every position of the 5-way toggle switch sounds damn good. Whoa, a little song about him too. Boy, I don't know what to expect out of my mouth. It's just so unpredictable. It just opens up and starts saying stuff. How amazing is Philip Sayce? He treats the Strat like a bad farm animal. He does indeed. He is a molester of the Stratocaster. Philip Sayce grabs a Strat and treats it like a spoiled brat. He spanks it, but you can't spat brakes anymore. You can't spat brakes anymore. Hey, you know what? You can't spat brakes anymore. That's good parenting information. You can't spat brakes. Spranks. I meant spank brats. Stuff moving around.
We can keep on jamming.
We can keep on jamming for the kids. Oh, sometimes I gotta.
Probably the last live stream with these drums.
We're going to go back to the little Gretsch kit. We gotta go back to the little Gretsch kit. I have an old yarn and gristle pedal. Boy, is it greasy sounding. Yes, I can dig it. What is the cost of that set of pickups for the Strat? Tom, I don't know off the top of my head, Ski. And usually, Ryan would be here to be able to chime in with that information, but he is at a gig tonight, so he is unable to chime in. But I can't remember off the top of my head, Ski. But if you visit a place called the Inner Google, type it in, you'll get the answer you're looking for. Oh, wow, did you hear that? That's a song called the Inner Google. Tom, that's a song called the Inner Google. And the little children rejoiced. Could you give us a little run on each position of the Fishman Strat pickups? I could do that. Here's Mr. Neck pickup. Here's number 4 position. Turn off the filth a little bit here and go back to Mr. Neck. Here's number 4 position. Here's that middle position. Can you dig it? Here's the 2 position. And here's Mr. Bridge pickup. Boom, dig it, and it. And if I add a little heat, and then of course there's all the position of the second position of the second voice. Everything's a little hotter. They all sound delicious. Yeah, we could do When you're lazy, you just stay in bed. You don't want no money, you don't want no bread. When you're drowning, you don't trust no straw. When you're drowning, you don't clutch no straw. Don't make no ever do no more. Wow. Had let forth a Gillen-esque scream for the kids. Looks like we need to get a group fund, Dylan, for a new Zildjian and stand. We get a man down over here. Did it fall down again?
No,
it's just decorating in the middle. It's just it's in the middle now. It's in the middle. Lazy, you just stay in bed. When you're lazy, you just stay in bed. A song about lack of motivation. The amp is the Greg, that is correct. How loud is it in this room? It's very loud, Thomas. I have earplugs in, and it's still rattling the very essence of my soul. That stand is lazy. You're right. Well, you're lazy. Mm-hmm. Well, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh. Buddy Guy, is that the Buddy Guy? B Guy is out there. Do you own any P90 guitar? What do you think about P90s? Well, that's an excellent question. It almost sounds like the perfect segue. I do have a new signature P90 that I'm working on with Fishman that will be out as soon as the pestilence subsides enough to be able for us to be able to continue our work on it. And it'll be coming in a new Reverend guitar that will be a different iteration of my Gristlemaster with a set neck, Gibson scale, ebony fingerboard, and the new Fishman P90s, which we multi-voiced and have another voice where we can get some nice out-of-phase sounds as well. So that's what's happening. Deep Poppins, well done, David. I like that. You guys need a decibel meter like that pedal show has. It is deafening in here. By the way, is Dylan taller than you, Greg? I saw a Facebook post where he does look taller than you. We are actually exactly the same height, but he has a large hair situation. I swore I heard something of that Lazy was written about Gillen's frustration with Blackmore and his notoriously difficult personality. I do not know about that, but I know those two have a have some issues. Yes, they've had some issues. Maybe a hug would work it out, but maybe not. Maybe things are past. Maybe they're past the point of a hug. I don't know. I can't speak to it. I can't speak to it. Laundromat Rock by the mighty Rory Gallagher. Don't know that one, but I do like Rory Gallagher. Nothing wrong with it. Are you highly caffeinated today? You know, I've had a bit of caffeination, Tom. I got to be honest with you. How much is highly? I don't know. I drink a lot of coffee in a day, and because I did go on that 30-hour drive bonanza in a less than 40-hour period, I am a little depleted of soul juices, so I'm having to compensate by gratuitous quantities of that savory brown elixir. Piping hot. Coursing through my veins. What effects to get a liquidity squish tone? I do like that kind of talk. Right now I'm not using any pedals. I'm going straight into the amp. But oftentimes, if I'm engaging in, if I'm going into a different amp and I'll bring a pedal board, I'll have my Gristle King pedal, so it's got a clean boost and an overdrive, and I'll just set the amp cleanish and then kick it on top with that pedal. Kick it. That's what I'll do. Yes. Even it's long since passed the horizon. I'm sorry I missed that one. That ship has sailed. That ship has sailed. Oh. When you're in the studio, what is your preference for bass guitar? Active, passive? Well, you know, if I don't really record that much bass stuff, I have a bass with passive pickups, but they're not submissive. Get it? Woo! Woo! Loving the greasy gristles. Greetings from Ireland. Hey, Ireland. What's going down? Does your secret amp have a much oomph at low volume? It does indeed, actually. When we record the Wildwood videos, I'm actually at a pretty low volume. Can you dig it? Will you dig it? I think everyone should dig it. How are we doing here in time? We got 10 minutes. You know what, Dylan? You can do your own thing in your own time. Let's say thank you to Dylan. I'm going to grab the acoustic here for a minute. Lonely is the night. Woohoo. 335 or Tennessee Rose. Jay, that's a personal preference. For me personally, I would take a 335 over a Tennessee Rose. I would take a 335. How long has Dylan been playing? 13 or 14 years. Luckily, I saw Purple Reunion in '84, Perfect Strangers tour. You and me both, my friend. I saw that tour in the House of Blue Light tour as well the very next year. Saw it. Both shows were at Alpine Valley. Oh. Any questions out there, ladies and gentlemen, in movie land? Does the signature amp have a noise gate or a suppressor? No, it does not. Can you dig it? Well, that really rattles one of those drums back there, doesn't it? I'm rattling something. Have I played the Reverend Dual Hammer Hyper Vintage Humbuckers? I'm sure I have. It's been a while, though. Can you dig it? Have I done any soundtrack work? Not really. I used to play on jingles back in the day and some TV stuff, but it's been a long time. I did get approached a couple years ago by a gentleman who oversees all the music for a bunch of TV shows. And he's been trying to hook me up with a TV show to do the music for it, and we haven't quite made it happen yet because it's got to be the right thing and the right person wants to. But I gotta say, I've come up with some cool stuff, and so we're hopefully that'll happen at some point. Do I ever have a problem with hand cramping while playing? Richard, no, I haven't. I have had, if I've been dehydrated, like if I've had a really sweaty gig and I'm sweating like a beast, I might get a little bit of cramping, but then a little bit of sweet, sweet agua and maybe a quick banana, and my potassium and agua levels are where they need to be, and then I'm back ready to battle. Is that the floor tom? Well, it's the sticks on the floor tom. Whoa. Oh, someone asked how many guitars I bring to a gig. I usually, well, before the pestilence hit, I would bring a Gristlemaster or two. I had started to bring the Les Paul as well as the baritone, and then my 53 Telly, and I mix it up from there. Blackmore walked over to Gillen and poured tomato ketchup all over his dinner, which I think Gillen threw at Blackmore in retaliation. Robert asks, what do I think about when I'm playing, or does it just flow? It usually just flows. Have you ever played the Australian Maton? Is it Maton guitars? How do they compare to a Martin? Well, what's interesting about those guitars is that they're made to be played plugged in. And plugged in, they sound great. When they're not plugged in, they don't sound all that great. But when they're plugged in, they sound magnificent. But that's what they're kind of made to do. Can you dig it? Blake Wright asks, where do you get your hats? Well, I know where you can get yours, at gregkoch.com. Can you dig it? That's where... they can now be procured. Greg, do you read music? When I have to. But I did go to school for music. I was never the greatest sight reader, I'm not going to lie to you. But if someone puts a chart in front of me, I'll get my way around it. I'll find my way around that chart. Do I ever spin the pick around and play on the other side? Not much. I don't. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Yeah, that's a good flick. I dug that. Where do I get your glass? They're Ray-Bans. Richard Poole says he just got a Black Beauty Les Paul Custom. That's a delicious guitar. Gotta say, when I'm doing the Wildwood vids, and I love Les Paul standards, they're beautiful to behold, but then I'll grab like a Black Beauty or something, and man, there's something about an all mahogany Lester that sounds so damn good. Am I right or am I right? Oh, they sound so good. Greg, can you show how to play the end of Them's the Breaks, descending line from the G chord on the 12? Oh, yeah. So I'm in G, and I'm just doing like the thirds in G. So. Doing that in the low, getting the D and the G string going. you get recognized now that you're an internet star? Says Robert. It's a little weird. Sometimes, yes. My wife and I often are on walks and people will beep. But, I've been in town here playing music for a long time. I've been on TV. I was on the radio for a long time. So there's that. But then there's other people that, it's just from the internet. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Oh. Major League. That's Minor League. That's the name of that song. Blackmore left Purple because he couldn't stand the Eagles, drugs, drink, and partying. He hated the whole scene. He just wanted to play. He hated the concept of fans. Oh, well, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? I've also heard that he's very difficult. But what are you going to do? I do love me some Deep Purple. I'm going to be honest about it. Yeah. There's no doubt they were a glorious ensemble. What famous guitar that you don't own do you lust for the most? I don't have a Flametop Les Paul right now, and that is something I was going to rectify. I've been looking for one, and I come across one, and then I like it, and I'm like, oh, every time I like them, they're really expensive. I mean, they're not like original bursts. Of course, I could never afford that, but nice custom shop Les Paul, Tom Murphy, aged and painted, still a lot of money. And I say to myself, you know what? I don't want to spend that money. Sorry, I got other things I got to spend money on, like stuff. Do you like Steve Howe's playing? I do, actually. Know a little bit of a. Oh. hacked version of the clap. That was the clump, I believe that one's called. The clump. Greg, what is the least amount of money you spent and got a great guitar? I bought a little Gretsch Jim Dandy for less than $100. I think it was fantastic. Or was it $100? Something like that. What kind of strings are on that guitar? My fingers hurt watching you play them. So there are 12 through whatever a light set is. And they are, actually I'm beta testing a set of new acoustic strings for Diodero. I love these things, they sound great. I assume you have a management company, etc. When did that all break out for you? I actually, I don't have a manager in the traditional sense. I have a guy that helps me with he helps me with some stuff. When I tell him to, he's the logistics guy for me. And he's great. He does all my website stuff and helps me, especially since I got the agent. He's helping coordinate the tours and so on and so forth. But all the different stuff as far as interfacing with the different manufacturers over the years and the record companies and all that kind of stuff. I do all that. Would have been, well, it is what it is. 13s and acoustic are tough. You know what? Yeah, I mean, 10s feel, or these are 12s. They feel good. I can bend string. The clap has to be the nicest song ever written about a venereal disease. I'm going to say affirmative there, Mr. John. Am I right? What's the most you ever spent on a guitar and was it worth it? Yes. I spent a pretty good chunk to get that 53 Telecaster, but I got rid of a lot of stuff to get it. So there's that. I didn't pay. It wasn't like, I mean, it's not all original. If it was all original, it would have been like 40 grand and I didn't spend that much. Somewhere around half of that, I spent. Did you ever mess with a 12-string? Yes. As a matter of fact, there's a tune of mine from 2000. There's a CD of mine from 2003 that we're going to reissue called Radio Free Gristle. Okay. And there's a 12-string, acoustic 12-string tune in there called The Joy of Axe. See what I did there? We're going to reissue that record. There's some humorous vignettes, spoken word vignettes and whatnot in between the songs, crazy instrumental songs. So that'll be out again. It was out in 2003. I bought it back from the Steve Vai organization a few years back, and I just haven't had a chance to reissue it yet, but that time is coming soon. I would imagine in the next few months I will reissue that. And it'll be available on all the different digital formats as well as on CD form, and I'll do some kind of signed version. When will another trio record come out? Well, we're working on that. Oh, yes, the Airwave 12, electric 12-string. Absolutely, I've been playing that thing. Song remains the same. Leland Berg says, I played a 12-string on a tour for 3 months in 1972. My left thumb has never been the same. I believe that. But by the same token, you have a massive muscle on your left arm that you can use to pummel the infidel should that need arise. And every now and again. Actually, I've never had to pummel. Well, it's been since a long time. Anyway. Do electric guitars really become better over the years they age? Well, I believe that they do, Thomas. I know that my guitars, I think that once the guitars I'll buy, I'll use on tours, and they get all those frequencies rolling through them for a long period of time. I thoroughly believe that affects the sound of an instrument, because people will play one of my guitars and they'll go, "Ooh, this one really sounds good." I'm like, well, it's been played. And it's been doused with sweet frequencies. Doused, spackled, slathered with sweet, sweet frequenconium. Frequenconium. That's an unobtainium substance. I can't even say it again. It's gone. Corn Ton should be on the next record, and maybe it will be. I won't lose a corn ton. Have you heard of that Kingfish kid? Yeah, he's fantastic. He's a very nice kid, too. Very nice. He's a man. He's a very nice man. I met him a couple years ago, and he was just very cool. Came up, said, hey, we started shooting the breeze, and he sounds great, plays great guitar, sings great. He's fantastic. Do I own any old jazz boxes? John V., I do not. I did. This is kind of a funny story. I played a Greg Bennett Samick, like their L5, and I couldn't believe how great it was, so I bought one. And that was a long time ago, but I still have that guitar, and I whip it out. That's not weird. I take it out every now. I use it every now and again, and it sounds great. I used it on sessions. I remember I went to the session and I had to play some kind of it was a swingy type of thing, and at the time I had a 6120 and that guitar, and I brought both guitars, and I plugged in the 6120, and it wasn't quite right. It was a little too bright, wasn't quite the vibe I was looking for, so then I grabbed the other guitar, plugged it in. Perfect. That's what I used in the session, so it's on the record. Sounds great. It was a Willie Porter Christmas song of some sort, if I'm not mistaken, back in the day. Can you dig it? Did you loot anything at the Target, really, Jason? What about your favorite vocal mic? You know what? I need to get hipper to the vocal mic situation. I'd use 58s, and what's interesting is that I've been having more fun singing as of late, and because I can hear myself in here. Usually we go to gigs, and you do the sound check, and then it comes time for the gig, and you start playing, and our stage volume is loud. And you go up to the mic, and I'm looking down at the monitor going, is that thing on? Because this sucks. And so I'll usually sing a couple tunes a night, and then I'm done. But certainly back in the day, I would sing all night long. But it was always the same old deal. You find yourself just like going, ah, the whole time, and that's just not good. So, yeah, and then you realize which parts of the whole vocal thing is, it's a game, a head game. But I've been having a lot of fun doing it lately, and I do it if it's fun. So there you go. Hey, I never see you wearing the hat I gave you. You know what? I probably will. That's that multicolored one, right? I have that here somewhere. It's weird. I get into a groove of wearing certain hats because they fit a certain way. Not all the hats. They're all supposed one size fits all, but my cranium fluctuates in size. Depending on the day and the amount of caffeine. Is the Marshall guy a jazz pianist, or what he really into? No, he's always just been an organ guy. He plays piano. He can play some piano, but he's always been a B3 fanatic. But he tells the story of going to a baseball game with his dad and hearing the organ, and that was it. And then his dad was a musician and used to take him out to see a great band up in Minneapolis called Dr. Mambo's Combo, and Steve Cherawan was the organ player in that band. That guy's a bad guy, great. I mean, he's a great player is what I meant to say. I was going to use some colorful language. Then I remembered I'm on TV, and I chose not to use that colorful vernacular. But so, yeah, he's an organsman all day long. Singing is fun in a controlled environment. Yes. Yes, it is. The dog, man, I'm missing the music stores being open seriously bad right now. I'm jonesing for some random guitar testing. That's always fun. Is it right? Am I right or am I right? Toby is superb. Yeah, Joey D is frightening. Oh my God, it's 5:13. I've been playing for a long time. Listen, folks, thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for the great questions and feedback and all that kind of fun stuff. Appreciate you guys showing up. Tomorrow I'll be back at 3 p.m. with Dylan James, and we'll be rocking out for on the Wildwood Takeover. So see you back at 3 o'clock tomorrow. And I don't know what day it is tomorrow. I think it's whatever I want day, guitar-wise. Maybe I'll mix it up a little bit. It'll be a little bit of a meatloaf of guitars. But thanks so much for tuning in, folks. We shall see you on the morrow. Ooh.